Hey everyone, welcome to the Movie Throne. I'm your host, the one and only King Kansas, here to bring you an amazing episode. Well, actually, it is my farewell episode, guys. I know you guys don't need to cry, shed a tear. The King will be here in spirit. He'll be behind the scenes, most likely working with the new regime that's coming in to take over the Movie Throne for the next little bit, while I gladly kind of step away, especially on camera, to work on projects that I always wanted to be working on till the end of this face of the earth. Just say that, guys. I've been shelving projects for a long time. Been doing the YouTube gig now for at least 3 or so years here, and also on the Civil Canadians with Scotty V for probably another 4 or 5 years. So you're looking at a good 7 years at least on YouTube that I've been doing this, and it's time consuming as hell. Been putting projects to the side, a lot of roller coasters, bumps, and all that shit throughout the years. And I think finally it's the right time for the King to kind of step away. So you guys can miss me a little bit, but I don't know. You do, you don't. It's okay. But I wanted to take this time, just in case I don't thank you guys near the end of this episode or this video, that I appreciate all the support. Continue to follow the Movie Throne moving forward. Never say never. The door is always open for the King to return, according to management. So sometime later this year, next year, who knows when I'll return. But for the most part, I'm here to bring you probably one of the last episodes you'll see me on camera for a long time, or possibly forever. You never know. You guys might not miss the King, and it might be not a requirement for the King to return. But hey, you might see me pop up on some other YouTube channels here and there. If they want the King, I might consider it and come back out of semi-retirement or whatever you want to call it. This little break, you know. Too much cool stuff for me to do, guys. But anyways, I'm not here to blab and cry up a river and all that shit. But I do appreciate you guys following the Movie Throne here on Instagram and everywhere else. Podcast Outlaws even. But continue to follow the channel, you know. Stay tuned, as they say, and you never say never. But I think this is the right time for myself to personally step away, especially from being on camera and from YouTube for the next little while. Too much distraction, guys, too much time consuming, and I need to focus my energy somewhere else, and I have to grow as a person. I'm pretty sure you guys have done the same. I enjoy watching YouTube, and don't get me wrong, I'll still watch movies and TV shows and stuff like that, and once in a while you might see me post something on Instagram on the Movie Throne to kind of give you my thoughts of a movie or TV series that's going down, my excitement or lack of, whatever. It's going to be there, but for the most part, it's the King's farewell on the Movie Throne. All right, enough chit-chat and sentimental bullshit. You know, the King is whatever. He's not sad, he's happy. Let's just say, you can tell from my face. It's time, and I'm sure you guys are sick of me as well. Anyways, let's start this farewell special, if you want to call it, here on the Movie Throne, dedicated to me. You can hear the dogs are a little upset. Relax, demons. I dropped the book. I dropped my notes, guys. I take notes. I'm prepared for this stuff, even though it's supposed to be a fun thing. I like, you know, so I won't forget to blab and tell you guys what's going on. Anyways, let's get to the nitty gritty. What the hell did I do the last week or so? You know, been watching Book of Boba Fett, and with the Book of Boba Fett, it's been an up and down roller coaster ride for me personally. First 4 episodes were hit and miss, too good, too bad in my personal opinion. The last one we managed to get that dropped last week was Return of the Mandalorian. It was directed by Bryce Dallas Howard. And my personal opinion, it was the best episode from all of them, hands down. I just hope the momentum carries forward with the last 2 episodes for the series. You know, we need some redemption. So I don't know if Mandalorian's going to stick around, or this is kind of like gives us a sneak peek of what we're expecting in season 3 of the Mandalorian, which I think we're not going to get it till December, to tell you the truth. But that's okay. We know that he wants to redeem himself. He revealed to the person who makes the weapons and shit, like there's only 3 of them in their old cast or whatever you want to call it, that he has to go to Mandalore to kind of like go into the pool, redeem himself. And he has plans to go see Grogu, which is excellent. But The fight scene's amazing. The dark saber, the way he cuts himself, it just goes to show you how much the Mandalorian means to a lot of us, or me personally. Because when he was there, I was like, holy shit, it's a Mandalorian, you know? You really missed the guy. I know it's been a while. Pedro Pascal, phenomenal, you know? But I just want to see a little bit of this magic rub up on Boba Fett, and then you have Fennec showing up at the end. You know, a couple of familiar faces here and there. New spaceship that looks badass in my opinion. It looks like a speed racer to me, but hey, it flies. But I wasn't bored. It was like 51 minutes. It might have been one of the longest episodes of the series so far, and it didn't feel like it. Like even my nephew liked it, to tell you the truth, but I liked it overall. The question is, do you guys like what you saw? Do you think it was the right thing to put no Boba Fett in here and just have the Mandalorian appear in this series? Because a lot of people saying this is Boba Fett's series. Why is the Mandalorian stealing all the thunder and he wasn't in it? To me, it's the same people who are in charge, writing and everything else, guys. You have Fennec at the end that ties it up, and hopefully the next one we'll see the both of them on screen. That you kind of see maybe Boba Fett's going to travel with the Mandalorian on his quest to Mandalore. I want to see what the hell's going on. There's something cooking. Are we going to see Baby Grogu? I don't know. Hopefully there'll be some sort of surprise. But for me personally, the best episode thus far. 2 more left to go. One's dropping tonight. Can't wait to see what that's all about. Hopefully it'll just redeem the series. And from this point forward, the last 2 episodes, we get movie, or what I like to call TV show magic. Okay? Anyways, comment in the comment section below. Okay, the other show that I watched, guys, was this Superman and Lois CW/HBO Max exclusive series there. Wow. Some people hate it. Some people like it. I'm enjoying it. It's a continuation of what we got last year. One letdown is everybody was expecting for that thing that was in the mind. I think it's called What Lies Beneath or some shit like that. I'm not 100% sure. But we thought it's going to be Doomsday. But nope. We got a Bizarro / Superman Dooms-like character that Superman's finding his evil self. And it's Bizarro in its own little way because it flickers here and there. And the way that went down, holy shit, that was a massive fight. More teen drama. Like what I got. Everybody a little disappointed. I can tell you right now, I can see everybody online going, my God, that was supposed to be Doomsday. Why is it we getting this crappy Bizarro? Because you know what? If we got Doomsday, everybody would have bitched that we got Doomsday. And it's too early for Doomsday. The series is just 2 years in. What you guys doing? It's okay, because the anticipation for us and expectations then are going to raise the show hopefully on another level. I think it's going to be another 10 or 16 episodes. But I'm thoroughly, invested in wanting to see where this goes moving forward. So hopefully, going to tune into that. And then one other thing I wanted to mention for you guys to check out too, guys. If you guys haven't seen it, I don't know what rock you're hiding under. And I don't mean third rock from the sun either. You got to check out Resident Alien. Season 2 kicked off about 1 or 2 weeks ago. And it's picking up where it left last one. I'm thinking, what else could you do with this character that hasn't been done before? And they're doing it. Holy shit. The dynamic between the 2 main characters, I don't want to ruin too much. The way they have to work with each other and for her to help him cover who the hell he is to the rest of them, which are on his ass to see who he is. The love-hate relationship with the kid is phenomenal. It continues in this one. But Alan Tudyk, it's called Old Friends, the episode, guys, that I watched. And it's good. Like, if you guys haven't seen it, it's on Sci-Fi. Check it out. It's about an hour-long show, but it feels like it's 25 minutes, basically. Like, if you like Alan Tudyk, you'll love it. But if you haven't seen season 1, get your asses and watch season 1 before you start watching season 2. It's only like 10 or 16 episodes, to tell you the truth, and phenomenal. Like, it's a surprise sleeper hit that probably no one knows about that you should be watching, in my personal opinion. So go check it out for yourself. But that's pretty much what I watched, guys. Oh, and the last thing I watched finally, people have been chirping, King, it's on Amazon Prime. Watch The Big Sick, starring, let me get this right, Kumail Nanjiani, Zoe Kazan, Holly Hunter, and Ray Romano. It's a romantic comedy, kind of loosely based on his life, I guess, and how he emerged from, I guess, the comedy club in Chicago, moving to New York, how he met his future wife, which is pretty cool how that happened at the end. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys seen it. A lot of people trip. It's good, it's good, it's good, and I always told you guys, and you guys take this as the one thing you ever learned from me while watching me here on the Movie Throne was, doesn't matter what other people say, watch it for your damn self. Because I'm telling you right now, people don't like everything you might like, and you're gonna miss out on something, not based on what you're hearing from other people. Yeah, shit, don't watch it. You want it, you have a little curiosity to watch it, watch the damn thing, and then make your own opinion. And you can come on here and say you agree with people, you don't, whatever you want. Some people that you can trust their opinion, it kind of coincides with what you kind of believe in, what you're interested in. Fine, you can base it on that if you like. But me, I still gotta watch. You can tell me that Spider-Man No Way Home was the best damn thing, and if I didn't see it for myself, I could care less, right? I have to watch it. It's the way it gets executed and shit. I got to physically see it with my own two eyes, and instead of just this, you could take my opinion to the bank. And I'm the kind of person that just because I like a particular kind of movie, I'm not going to say it's the best thing on the face of the earth. 10 out of 10. That's why I don't give no scores no more, guys. I think it's good. I'll tell you guys, check it out. If I personally think it's not good, I'll tell you that. But I base it on what a lot of people will like, not just what I like. Like, I'll tell you, I like that, and then overall, I don't think the rest of you guys might like it. That's where you're going to get the honest truth from me, guys. No bullshit from me, but yeah, The Big Sick, I must honestly say, watch the damn thing. It's about 2 hours long. It's streaming on Amazon Prime now, and it's one of those films that people tell me, watch it. I think you guys, the majority of people, especially if you're a fan of him, if you're not even a fan of comedy, the way it's done, because it deals with Muslim, North American attitudes and religion and perceptions of each other and cultures and what they believe in arranged marriage and shit like that, and how even today, how that kind of works in the world today overall, and how people are prejudiced and all that shit. It kind of works very well with what's going on today. Like, it's a movie that's made for our time, not something like it's like in the dinosaurs. That, oh yeah, that movie's from the 60s. No, none of that. It's the shit the way it's perceived here. Now, Holly Hunter, I almost didn't recognize her. She was phenomenal, like hysterical. Ray Romano was unreal. Didn't steal the show from Kumal, but the way it's done, the way you got in, because I knew nothing about this guy. I never followed. I'm not going to claim that, oh yeah, I'm a bandwagon jumper, and I knew him from when he was coming up in the comic clubs. No, I friggin' didn't. I didn't know him until I heard of him in this movie, and then of course he's in Eternals. But it was interesting how life can slap you in the face, and how other people's expectations of you, that you're expected to live that way, and if you don't, then you're, X'd out and shit. At the end of the day, guys, you gotta live your life and do whatever you want. That's the bottom line. If you're gonna get any message there, people are people, no matter what they are, from what background, and you can't associate because they're one particular background or religion that everybody is bad, because every religion, every ethnicity out there has its good and bad people, and it just proves that's the case here. Know the person on a one-on-one basis instead of rather stereotyping them as one group, because I got friends under every ethnicity under the sun, and of course I keep my friends close to me. Like, I don't have tons because I don't need all the headaches and drama. But yeah, I like to keep to myself, but let certain people in, and fine. You like me for who I am, great. If not, there's the damn door. That's the kind of attitude that I tell you guys, and it's the same thing in everyday life. You got to stand up for yourself when you need to. Pick your battles when you need to in order to win the war, because you might keep on attacking, but then you're doing the reverse effect of what you're trying to do. And I think that's where he kind of learned through the film too. But it's amazing how where he started, where he's trying to go, his family kind of holding back and instilling or putting the old school mentality and values that this is how we are, that's how you have to be kind of attitude. No, it isn't. You live your life for your own self, guys. But I liked it overall. You guys let me know in the comment section below. Did you watch it? Did you not see it? Would you recommend it? Do you agree with me? I don't know. Tell me your thoughts, and I'll read the damn comments anyways one last time. Anyways, that's pretty much what I've kind of watched the last little bit, guys. There's other movies that I want to watch. I want to watch A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood and all that crap. I can't wait to the, Amazon Prime's the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I want to rewatch prequel, like Game of Thrones that's coming on late. Like I'll be watching a whole bunch of stuff. The Boys, Stranger Things. Still got to see Ghostbusters. Still got to see Venom 2. Like all these movies, got to pick up Blu-rays and shit. But it's never gonna end. Trust me on that. But anyways, that's what I kind of caught up with right now. I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a whole bunch of more stuff there. And you know what? Pop up here or there, or even on Instagram and suggest, hey King, if you're watching the Instagram, check out these movies. I think you're gonna like them, and I will do so. And guess what? If I watch something, I'll post and tell you guys, yeah, so and so, good recommendation. Anyways, okay, enough of what the hell I watched. So people have asked me, King, you didn't do like what you used to do in the past. Your, either your top 10 films of the year or your most anticipated. And since this is really realistically the second month or going into the second month of 2022, I go, it's still not too late to kind of give my, some of the films that are, or movies that I'm anticipating or most anticipated or looking forward to for 2022. Can't even speak, man. All right, here's my list, guys. No particular order, but I'm going to start from, there's 7 movies that I want to watch this year, okay? And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot more that I'm forgetting and shit. But this is what kind of came to my mind just slightly before I made this video. So my number 7 movie that I'm dying to see is, come on, you guys know, who's my buddy? Tom Cruise. So what's Tom Cruise starring in? He's starring in Top Gun, Maverick, the sequel to the 1986 film Top Gun. Yeah, sure, it's like about 40 years later, but I don't care. It looks good. The trailers look phenomenal. Wicked characters coming in, guys. We got Tom Cruise. Jennifer Connelly's in it. Miles Teller. You got Val Kilmer's coming back. I don't know how he's going to do, but damn, I watched that documentary on him. And you got a whole bunch of newcomers, too, guys. I'm not going to go through here. There's Jay Ellis, Glenn Powell, like Louise Pullman, Chelsea Harris. But for the most part, Tom Cruise is back and he's doing his own stunts and stuff. And for me, I'm telling you honest to God, I was like, oh no, they're going to F this up. It's going to be too gimmicky, based on nostalgia, but there's actually a good story to it. And to actually see Tom Cruise and shit like that, and the trailers that they've been dropping, phenomenal. It was supposed to come out September 30th, but I don't know if this is right on IMDb. Apparently it says it's coming out May 27th, so it's going to be a little bit earlier than think, but that's my number 7 most anticipated film for 2022. Okay. Number 6 is The Flash. Yes, I'm not as excited probably some of you other fanboys there and shit like that. I'm curious to see what part Michael Keaton has to play in it, what they're going to exactly reset, what's going on with Ben Affleck's Batman, how they're going to mesh everything else together. Because, in the comic books, Flashpoint is where they reset everything and kind of start from scratch. So it's going to be interesting what they're going to do or how they're going to use the Flashpoint storyline element in this. Do I care that they're resetting it? Probably not, but it depends on how much you're resetting. Because if you're going to start deleting Aquaman, Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot, and all that shit, I'm going to be pissed off. Or Henry Cavill, because maybe that's the way they're going to introduce a new Superman, which is going to totally piss the shit out of me. And I want to see what Michael Keaton's going to be doing in it. Is he going to be sticking around? Is he just for this film? Like, what's the gist of it, right? So I'm looking forward to that. And, of course, it stars Michael Keaton, Ezra Miller, and Michael Shannon. Lord Zod's going to be back. So I want to see what the hell's going on with that. And it's coming out November of this year. So that's way down the road. Okay, next, number 5, Black Adam, starring The Rock. 10 years in the making plus. It's almost as long as how long as I waited for Spider-Man 2002 with Tobey Maguire to come out. Like 10 years for a Spider-Man film. We finally got it and went bananas. But anyways, that's besides the point. But Black Adam, it's coming out and it stars The Rock, Pierce Brosnan, Noah Centineo. If that name sounds familiar, he was supposed to be doing the live-action He-Man movie until that fell through. And he could play Conan too if you wanted to. You got Aldous Hodge, Sarah Shohi, and Quintessa Swindell, I think, if I'm pronouncing it right. That's coming out July 29th, and the trailer looks badass. The Rock looks badass. I wonder if Shazam is going to be showing in that one, which is going to be interesting. But either way, different take on the villain. Like I always tell you guys, It probably be different what we got in the books, but I'm pretty sure it's going to have a lot of elements, just like the MCU films bore. Like Civil War wasn't exactly like Civil War in the comics. We're going to get the same kind of shit here, but with Shazam. In this case, Black Adam. But The Rock's going to bring justice. He's working out like a son of a bitch, and he looks good in that. And I'm pretty sure you guys are going to enjoy it too. That's number 5 on my list. Number 4, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Yes, I want to see Elizabeth Olsen in there. I want to see if she's going to go psycho, do crazy shit. Are we going to get the final introduction of the X-Men? What cameos will we be getting in? With Patrick Stewart being here? Would Hugh Jackman even be in this damn thing? Would Tobey Maguire being here and Garfield? I don't know. Would Tom Holland be back? Doctor Strange himself, of course. Rachel McAdams is coming back, which is excellent. But, yeah, I want to see where Mortal, what he's going to do. I want to see how they're going to tie it up. Is it going to be an evil Doctor Strange? Like, I just want to see where this crazy shit goes. And then hopefully it'll slowly start to tie things off, because this multiverse of madness shit, it's just too much of a parody after a while. Just want shit to go well. And I want to deliver it. And I think it's going to deliver. It's going to be one of the better films that for this year. And I'm going to be, that's not my number 4, okay? All right. Number 3, The Batman. I know. I bet you on your list, he's probably the number 1 most anticipated. For me personally, I don't feel that way. You know? And I'm a Batman fan, but more, if anything, my Batman will forever be, based on what I still see, until I've been told otherwise and experience something different. Christian Bale will be my Batman. And that trilogy is my definitive Batman, in my personal opinion. Ben Affleck was amazing in Batman vs. Superman. That was the Batman that, holy shit, right off the comic books, right onto the screen. But not my favorite pick. Even though he looks amazing as Bruce Wayne, Christian Bale looks good as Bruce Wayne, and he also looks good as Batman. Hands down for me personally. Robert Pattinson's suit looks good. He just doesn't look visually like, I'm not sold as him as Batman until I see what he does. And his Bruce Wayne, I don't like it at all. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like the way they're portraying him. Even the characters, like the way Catwoman looks, the way the Riddler looks, the way the Penguin looks. I don't care about distorting and changing shit, but if you did not know that that was the Riddler, you would not know it. You think it's just some guy wearing a trench coat. Generic. Catwoman, same thing. She's just wearing like a ski mask or whatever she is in a tight outfit. And you go, that's Catwoman with a little bit of an ear? Like, I don't know. And I'm just slowly basing this, guys, on the figures themselves, okay? McFarlane's Toys, and you shouldn't be doing that. But even what I've seen in the trailers in there, I'm not quite sold. And it's supposed to be 3 hours long. I hope to God, and I have high expectations that this film is going to be damn good. And I hope it's not a slow burn and it's too much storytelling and not enough action to go with what's being told. If it's executed well, great. But a lot of people saying that it's amazing. It's on par to make a lot of money. But 3 hours? I don't know. I don't know if he's trying to do world building here and introduce every single person's character. And that's why it's a little longer. I just hope the main theme of the movie doesn't get lost of, here's the Riddler. This is what happened to him. This is Catwoman. This is what happened. This is the Penguin. This is what, you know. I don't know. They have a whole bunch of good actors. Matt Reeves, you know, I believe in him. I just don't think it's going to be as good as everybody's hyping it to be. I'm telling you right now. I don't know. I'm okay with different people playing Batman and shit and villains and the way they look different. Fine, I don't have to have them looking like the comic book characters that you see in the comics. I have no problem with that. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me. That's me personally. I could be eating my words come next month, guys, and, you know, say, oh, shit. This movie is the best Batman film on the face of the earth. But until I see it, I don't know. I'm not going to believe it. But I'm optimistic. You know, a little skeptical here and there. It being like one of the best ones. Like if you're going to compare it to the Batman, you know, Christian Bale's Batman or the Dark Knight series, which I don't think it'll ever match up to that. I don't know. It could be one and done. But apparently with Joker, we're getting a sequel that's in the mix apparently. So that's another surprise. We're only going to do one. And then all of a sudden, I don't know. Who knows what's going to go on? Is this Robert Pattinson Batman's going to be, after all, a part of, you know, the DCEU once Flashpoint goes on? I don't friggin' know. But for the most part, it looks good. But that's my number 3. My number 2, guys, which will probably surprise a lot of you guys. My number 2 is Aquaman 2. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. I thoroughly enjoyed the first one. It was done well by James Wan, beautifully shot. Story was told well. Nicole Kidman looked good. You had Drago, Dolph Lundgren in it, William Dafoe, Patrick Wilson. You know, Amber Heard, yeah, she's done her crazy shit and stuff like that, but she portrayed Mara fine in that, you know, but I'm just amazed to see where they're going to go visually with this. Yes, I know Patrick Wilson, and he's been exiled, and he's had, he's on some sort of beach or desert, and he's all chiseled up and long hair. He looked like Aquaman, so he's probably going to have to team up with Aquaman to do something, save the kingdom. But Jason Momoa is amazing as Aquaman. He revitalized and made that franchise legit, in my personal opinion, because it was a joke. Like Aquaman, like he was like the butt of every joke. I'll tell you right now, and he made that character hands down, whatever. And I'm really anticipating. I'm expecting big shit from it because, I like Indiana Jones, one of my favorite film franchises out there, and got a little bit of that mixed with superheroes and Jason Momoa's character and shit. I want to see where they're going to take this. Black Manta's returning as well. I'm telling you, it's going to be like over the top, and I want to see more special effects. And James Wan can't miss. He delivered on the first one, $1 billion. This one's going to probably do another billion, and I'm really excited for it. I must say more than the other two films because I already have an idea what I could expect, but that could also shoot me in the ass, and then when I watch it, and it's like, ooh, Wonder Woman 84, anybody? That's kind of what you expect, but you get something different. So I'm hoping he keeps the same tone and continues forward. Okay, guys, speaking about that and keeping the tone and moving forward, my number one most anticipated film for this year is Thor: Love and Thunder. Yes, if Taika is going to be delivering the same kind of magic or on the same level or even as par as that movie behind me, Thor Ragnarok, we're in for a treat. And you got Christian Bale as the God Butcher. Are you kidding me? And then you got Tessa Thompson, Natalie Portman with the chance to become female Thor, and just the love triangle of those three and how shit could go down and what you can get. I'm excited. I'm excited to see a regular toned down Thor. The Guardians are going to be in it a little bit as well at the beginning. And I just want to see Jamie Alexander's coming back too with Lady Sith, I think her name is. So with characters like that and Christian Bale said he'll never do another superhero film, whatever, and then he decides this one's good, I'm going to join that. That tells you everything, guys. But I can't wait to see what Taika is going to bring. I'm so excited. It's one of those films that everybody's, leaning towards, the Batman, the Batman, the Batman. But I'm with Thor. I'm hoping it knocks it out of the park. And it's my film that I'm looking forward to. I'm excited for that. I want to see where the Avengers is going to take you. The adventure. I'm going for a fun ride. The Batman's going to be a little dark, a little bit more serious, but at the same point, I want to see what Christian Bale's going to bring. And I think when you get actors like that involved and you got Chris Hemsworth and their interactions and shit, wow, I can only imagine the special effects. And I'm saying this is a big if, I have no idea, this is only speculatory and speculation on my part. If they bring back Cate Blanchett as Hela, somehow, some way, she's alive, and she shows up in this damn thing, game over. I'm going to lose my shit. And I'm telling you right now, it's one of my favorite films. Taika revived it, in my personal opinion, after the first Thor movie is phenomenal. Second one, third one, out of the ballpark. And this one, I hope he hits another home run. But I'm really looking forward to that the most this year. So that's my most anticipated films of 2022, guys. You guys let the king know in the comment section below. Did I forget something? Maybe I, totally slipped my mind. Let me know below. Give me your top 10 anticipated films for this year. And don't give me a list of 30 because I could have done the same thing. Narrow it down, between 5 to 10. Post it down below and I'll comment 100%. But to go over again, my number one, let's do reverse. Number 7, Top Gun, Maverick. Number 6, The Flash. 5 is Black Adam. 4 is Doctor Strange. Number 3 is The Batman. Number 2 is Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And number 1 is Thor, Love and Thunder. Yes, a lot of them are comic book movies, but you know what? Those are the ones that I'm looking forward to, so deal with it. So, and I watch everything. So there's Halloween and all that shit and a whole bunch of other ones I left off the list. But me personally, those are the 7 that I'm interested in. So you guys let me know below. All right, now a lot of this stuff, a lot of you guys have been asking, King, you've done a lot of top 10 movie lists in your life and this and that and shit, but you never actually did your top 10 personal favorite movies of all time ever. And it's true because it always changes. And like I always tell you guys, there's no point because I can list 10 and then you guys are going to, why is that there? Why is this film? This movie's better than this one. Why do you have this down lower than? And I always tell you simpletons, a little bit of the podcast Outlaws King Kansas version coming out here. It's my personal list. I can like whatever the hell I want. Just because I like one more than another doesn't mean it's done better and shit like that or storyline. I do this based on my personal feelings when I watch the movie. For me, did I enjoy it? Have I watched it a million times over and over and still enjoyed it? It connects on a personal different level. So I know you guys are going to be totally shocked to see what my number 1 is overall because I've seen a lot. There's a lot of movies that I'm going to be leaving off my list that could have been on this list. But, if I added another 10 or 15 or I make this a top 25, those movies most likely will be down here. I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot. You're going to like, whoa, you like this, but why didn't you like this? Trust me. That's how it connected with me personally. But I decided the wait is over that I will be doing my own, top 10 movies of all time list. So you guys can deal with it, not deal with, deal with it, not deal with it. That's totally up to you. But you know what? I'm going to give you them, and I'll give you a brief explanation of what I liked about it. Okay, my number 10. You guys are going to be that movie. My number 10, I don't care. You guys can suck an egg. It is Transformers, starring Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, Josh Duhamel, and a whole bunch of everybody else. From 2007, directed by Michael Bay. You'd be like, that movie? Yes, that movie, guys. I enjoyed that film like crazy. And yes, they changed the way Optimus Prime was and made him different vehicles. You had good guys and bad guys and all this shit. And Megatron was not totally, represented like he was in the comics or in the cartoon series that I used to watch in 1986 and shit like that as a kid. I'm the biggest Transformers fan. And I was totally, you know what? I don't give a shit. We got realistic Transformers that actually transform. And we had Peter Cullen come back to play Optimus Prime, and that was the number 1 thing for me, and it was okay. Yes, we didn't get the V-Dub Bumblebee, but we got a Camaro, yellow, but we got the essence of them. Just the way they hit the earth, the way we actually saw Transformers on the big screen, that was such a big moment of my life that I can never, delete that from memory. That's something that, even though it's not the best film out there, it was one of the most enjoyable that I can pop that damn thing in and watch. And yes, I can watch some of the other ones. Revenge of the Fallen, which is not the greatest, but I can still watch. Dark of the Moon was another one that was decently done, but no Megan Fox, which pissed me off. But whatever. It was what it was. And then, Trinkles of the Last Night and, of course, Age of Extinction, which, Bumblebee was good as well. That's when they started the thing. If we get more of what we got in the beginning of that, we'll be good. But Transformers with Shia LaBeouf, Megan Fox, that's my number 10. Like it or not. Okay, number 9. Avengers Infinity War, guys. Yes, I like this one better than Endgame. Love the fact that the villain did what he said he was going to do. He was going to snap his fingers, get rid of half the population, get all the gems, and he walked all over everybody, and there was not a single damn thing that any of the heroes could do. It was good to see Captain America come back with his beard and all to save the day. It was good to see Elizabeth Olsen, Vision, Iron Man, the whole team coming back, whoever was left, to try and battle this Titan, this destroyer who even the Hulk got bitch slapped in it. And it was 3 hours, and holy shit, the action was phenomenal. The destruction was unbelievable. The special effects, the story, the way it was executed, everything was done well. And right up to the end, when everybody disintegrated slowly, and you have those heartbreaking scenes between characters, and especially Tony Stark and Spider-Man, Tom Holland's Spider-Man. breaks your damn heart. And it was holy shit, what's coming next? And the way the world was quiet, they nailed it in my personal opinion, and I enjoyed that so much. I'm telling you right now, phenomenal. Endgame, you knew what was gonna happen. They were gonna save the day and shit. Yes, there's some whole shit moments, but nothing like what we got in Infinity War that they kicked ass and stuff, in my personal opinion, guys. Okay. Number 8 on my list, guys. Underworld from 2003, starring Kate Beckinsale, Scott Speedman, Shane Brawley, Michael Sheen, Bill Nye, Aaron Leader, Sophia Miles, Robbie G. Oh my God. I'm a big Blade fan, and when I saw Underworld and I saw this kick-ass female vampire that slayed werewolves, holy shit. Boom. From the opening scene, the way it was shot, the action, a different take on werewolves and vampires, and they put it perfectly in one. Holy shit. I was sold. Like from the opening frame right to the end. The action's phenomenal. The tones, the colors, Kate Beckinsale, fucking, you bought everything she did. Even though she's smaller, but she's smarter and quicker. Holy shit. And the werewolves, and just the way they introduced the story between the conflict between the two and how they carried it along in the sequel and all the other parts. There's 4 or 5 parts, which kind of got a little, less interesting, but 2 was pretty cool when they explained more of the history and shit, and then that how the different vampires show up and they take turns ruling and all this shit, and she's a death dealer and she's kind of like falling in love with the enemy and shit like that. Phenomenal. I love that movie. I can watch that movie all the time. And Kate Beckinsale, phenomenal actress, and good job. So that's my number 8. My number 7, Logan. Yes, you knew that was going to be on my list, guys. Logan with Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart. Holy shit, from the trailers that we got. Oh my God, the black and white version you can watch. Wolverine being old, or watching Professor X who watched over him slowly dying, meeting a daughter. Spoiler, if you haven't seen it, too bad. Meeting his next of kin. Being protective, passing a little bit of the torch there. The way the story concluded, it's like a Western, but with a heart of gold attached to it, James Mangold, or Mangold, whatever. Director James Mangold, I can't even pronounce the thing properly, guys. Phenomenal. Hugh Jackman, holy shit. He went out with a bang, and he deserved it. Movies before that, the Wolverine shit was done well, just the last 5 minutes was fucking stupid, in my personal opinion, whatever. But the way this was done, the way he was dying, the way he was protective, like his last days, he knows it was his last days and he wanted to save so much, but it kind of like ended well. Yes, the way he died was kind of cheesy, in my personal opinion. I was expecting a much better boss than a double of himself, but it kind of show you the kinder side of him, but at the same time, he can be a boss and take shit out. And the deaths in it had a purpose. It was executed well. It was probably one of the best comic book movies on the face of the earth. And I dare you guys to say otherwise, But one of the best, enjoyable, well done. Like, that's why it's my number 7. Okay, number 6, The Dark Knight. Perhaps one of the best comic book movies ever. Heath Ledger, do I have to say anymore? His portrayal of the Joker, totally fucking off the rockers, insane. Different take than what we used to, but one of the Jokers that everybody kind of alludes back to say that, he could be perhaps the best Joker, version of the Joker we got. Joaquin Phoenix is great, but he's more humanized. This one is more like, what the hell is this guy going to do? And Christian Bale, the way he had to deal with him and what he had to do in order to capture him, and the death scenes there with Rachel, holy shit. And Two-Face, Harvey Dent, the way he looked, phenomenal. The special effects, holy shit. Psychological. If the Batman is kind of like what we got in The Dark Knight, then the Batman's going to probably be one of the best Batman movies out there. But it's going to be a lot to live up to this film. But The Dark Knight, phenomenal. The car chasing, the trucks, the iconic him in there walking towards them and them fighting, and Batman interrogating him, just beating the shit out. Holy crap. Him losing it and killing innocent people. The bank scene at the beginning, sold. Like, that's all you need, right? But that's my number 6, guys. You guys let me know what you thought of this film. Okay, my number 5, Captain America Winter Soldier. Perhaps my favorite MCU film of all time. Holy shit. We saw Captain America on a different level. We got Black Widow in this. We got the introduction of Falcon. Bucky comes back, and for him to make that conscious choice of picking his friend, like he didn't want to stop him completely, but kind of to try and save him still. Holy shit! And Nick Fury, Robert Redford in it. My God, like I don't even know what to tell you guys. Like the way it was done, and that elevator scene, and that boat scene that he's fighting Badrock George St. Pierre, and that elevator scene that he's all surrounded, and the what he does in that elevator. Hands down, the Russo brothers knocked it out of the fucking ballpark. I'll just say that. It was phenomenal. Like, it was just holy shit. Like, I don't know how else to describe it to you guys. Fight scenes, acting, the heart of the story, dilemmas, the different characters being introduced. Sharon Carter got introduced in this one as well. Colby Smulders was amazing in this one as well. But for the most part, everybody had to play their part. And Robert Redford, fucking amazing. And then to kind of see that Hydra is pulling strings was also a unique, big reveal in my personal opinion, and how they're corrupt and effed up in a sense that the government is done, and that's who Steve did all that shit for, and not knowing what he did was for good or was it for bad, right? That was kind of interesting to see, and getting the screws, to lead up to Civil War. But it was phenomenal in my personal opinion. Okay, that's probably the last superheroes, guys. So my top four now don't have any superheroes. So anyways, number 4, one of my favorites, guys, from back in the day, 1998. I don't know if you guys were born back then, but it's perhaps one of my favorite Adam Sandler's films that he's ever been in. And it to me, I don't know. I've seen this movie over fucking 30 times. I'm not going to lie to you. In the theater, I must have seen it 7 times. And then when I bought it on Blu-ray and DVD, watched it tons and tons. And it's time of year when I grew up, 1980s. What am I talking? I'm talking about The Wedding Singer. Sorry, Drew Barrymore, Adam Sandler, Christine Taylor, Alan Covert, and Matthew Glave. Holy shit, guys. I never thought you could take such a shitty, premise, like a wedding singer going to weddings and singing, and make it into a cool, funny, heartfelt story, and they did it. My God, Adam Sandler, phenomenal. From the singing he did in it, the acting, the freaking out, the little comedy sketches there. Drew Barrymore in this one was phenomenal too. She was kind of whatever. And then Matthew Glave, who played the douchebag that she was getting married to. Holy fuck. It just so many cool, unique pieces in it, from the singing, Boy George, and the music, also a big part. Phenomenal. What's his name in here too? Oh my God, I can't think of the other guy that's in all these. Not Gary Sinise, but it's the other guy. I'm gonna remember it later, but he's in it as well, and he's just so fucking funny, man. The references in the 80s growing up, the music, the hair, the color, the outfit, the attitude, all put it in one. It was phenomenal in my personal opinion, guys. So Wedding Singer is my number 4. Number 3, my buddy's Tom Cruise. I have to have a Tom Cruise film in here. And the one I particularly enjoyed the most, just because of the stage presence, the premise, the historical content, the amazing imagery, scenery, and all that stuff. Phenomenal. What am I talking? I'm talking about The Last Samurai. Tom Cruise, Ken Watanabe, Billy Connolly, and a whole bunch of other guys in it, guys. My God, the story of, the British or the Americans and Japanese, and how the introduction of guns and all that shit with into the Japanese culture, war, when they're used to swords, samurai. That was their kind of army back then, their honor and shit like that. And the way that played a big, unique role. And the redemption, I guess, story arc of Tom Cruise's character, from what he witnessed in the atrocities of war to where he ends up. He gets captured and meets the enemy, and they kind of go from there. And him picking sides out of it all, and the way the Emperor has to make a decision to either go with the old ways or the new ways in order to win the war, kind of thing, was phenomenal. Scenery, the one-on-one relationship, Tom Cruise's relationship with the big guy that he kills, wife and her kids. Holy shit! Like, it's done well. I don't want to ruin too much because just in case you ever want to see it, but I believe it's Tom Cruise's best acting role that he's done that he didn't even win an Oscar for, which he deserved, and the film deserved to win something too. That came out in 2003, guys. Okay, check it out for yourself. Come back and let the king know if you agree with him. Okay, my number two. There's two movies here, guys, because I group them together because to me it was like it could have been a 3-hour film, but they split it up in two films. It's The Mummy and The Mummy Returns, okay? Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz, those John Hannah, Arnold Vosloo, and a whole bunch of other guys in this, guys. My God. I love Egyptian history. You know, even though I'm Greek history, phenomenal. Big part of me, always will be. But Egyptian history and the way they tied everything up and set back in the days, and the special effects back then were phenomenal. Like, for then, it was pretty good. Now, you can only imagine what they could have done. But, except the Rock scene returns when he was the Scorpion King, which kind of shit. But just, you put Egyptian history, action, adventure, felt like the new version of Indiana Jones, Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz, their love story throughout this and how they got together, hating each other's guts. One wanted to make money, the other one wanted to preserve history, come across this book, and then the mummy gets unleashed and how they have to deal with it. For not one, but two movies until the third one came out, which was an atrocity. I'll tell you guys right now, even though it was okay, I still wanted it, but no, Rachel Weisz was good. My God, Evie and all my, like, just the way it was done, the way they used the mummies, the way the mummy had an agenda, why he did what he did and betrayed the pharaoh, and he ends up costing him his life and putting a curse, and if he gets whatever, he comes back and he wants to save his loved one, which was engaged to the pharaoh at the time, which is, we find out later on that it's related to one of the other characters, which I'll leave it at that. I don't read it for you, but my God, special effects. It was that movie, guys, the first one when the mummies actually go into the city, I think it was The Returns, that I go, they can make Spider-Man now. That was the big deal, right? And these movies happened like 1999 and 2001. Spidey came out 1 year later, and I knew when I seen the second Mummy Returns, Spider-Man was a possibility because they can actually use the special effects that they used there for that film, and holy shit, it was like my favorite movie of all time at that moment. I must have seen The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. I got the trilogy here too on Blu-ray. Must have seen those at least 20 plus times each, and I went in the theater and seen it at least 10 times. Well, in the theaters, maybe 5 times, and then a whole whack of times at home. I can watch that movie anytime. If it comes on TV, I can watch the damn thing. It's that pleasing, that appealing, and it's just done well, you know? And if they're going to do a retool, just watch those films. Do it justice, guys. Don't fuck it up. Pardon my language. Okay. Comes to my number one, guys. My number one movie of all time. It's a romantic comedy. You guys are going to go, that film? Yes, that film. This movie, I can honestly say I've watched this one at least 30 times as well. Holds a very dear place to me. I watched this movie when I kind of broke up with my ex. I'll just say that. My first ex. It got me over the hump. It was like 1999 actually came out. And I was like, shit, you know? And I'm like, damn, it kind of gave me hope, but at the same time, it simplified things that, hey, if only you can go back in time and this is how it would be. And, you know, just the premise of what happens if you took a person who thought the old ways into the current times and deal with people that he hasn't really interacted for the first time. And then you get a little movie called Blast from the Past. Brendan Fraser, Alicia Silverstone, Christopher Walken, Sissy Spacek. Holy shit. Just the premise that you got the wacky father. Okay, mother was pregnant, Brendan Fraser's character, and he's all call me this, call me that. It was when, you know, the Russians and the States were going at each other, and an airplane crashes on there, and he thinks that they're being attacked, and he locks himself in a cellar. 20 or 30 years pass. He's raising the kid with his beliefs and shit like that, and, you know, different lifestyle, watching the old TV sitcoms and shit like that, and the way people are innocent and gullible and shit, and then it unopens. He goes up and they explore the earth, and he's discovering the 1980s and how things are crazy and shit. And he's thinking they're aliens, they've gone to shits and all this. And then to kind of have his kid go up there to get supplies so they can come back down. But then he meets Evie, or Eve, which is played by Alicia Silverstone's character, and he kind of falls for her because it's the first time you've seen a girl, but just her demeanor and shit, and the way they kind of like each other, not you like each other, and how they dealt with each other, and the awkwardness kind of slowly develops into something throughout the film. And you got Foley's in it as well, as the gay guy, and oh my god, just the gay references, the jokes out of that, the innocence of it all, him skating around, and the words that he used, the terminology from the dancing scenes, which is phenomenal, the jealousies, the freakouts, the oh my god, I think Nathan Fillion's in it too. He just for a split second is Eve's ex-boyfriend or whatever, but it was crazy. Like I'm saying, it's so fun, it's so enjoyable. I can watch that film anytime. You can tell me watch it 7 days a week. I can. Just one of those films that makes me smile, even if I'm pissed off or whatever. It does a trick, and that's what I, end up going to, and it's my go-to movie. It's not the greatest movie put together, and not the funniest comedy of the face of the planet, but for me, it gets me every time. So let me do a quick recap, guys. My top 10: Transformers, 2007. My number 9, Avengers: Infinity War. Number 8, Underworld. Number 7, Logan. Number 6, The Dark Knight. Number 5, Captain America, Winter Soldier. Number 4, The Wedding Singer. Number 3, The Last Samurai. Number 2, The Mummy and Mummy Returns. And number 1, Blast from the Past. So there you go, guys. You finally got my top 10 movies of all times. And I'm pretty sure there'll probably be movies that might be knocking those out, in and out, and all that crap. But for now, that's my top 10. There's been a few movies that kind of go in and out depending on how I feel and what's going on in my life, just like the same with yours. And you know what? And I ain't change it for anything. That's what I decided to go for. So that's my top 10s. You're welcome. Comment on them, guys. You guys seen any of the movies that I have in my top 10? Are they in your top 10? Let me know below. Be glad to see what you guys have to say, to tell you the truth about them. But for the most part, that's the King's top 10. You're welcome. Enjoy it. And leave me yours below, guys. I'll be happy to read your top 10. Okay, guys. So now we're going to go and do a segment. Okay, guys. Let's do something a little bit fun. I'm going to do what, like a lot of people say, rapid fire. 10 questions and answers that I'll quickly give you my personal opinion so you guys can get an idea even more about what the King's all about, or kind of get to know me better, which if you don't know me by now, then there's a problem. But just in case, for all those who just tuned in and this is the first video you're actually seeing of the King on screen, you can go back and watch the King and really get to know the King personally on a personal level. But whatever, Throw Nation, here we go. Okay. These were submitted, guys, by people, fans, family, whatever the hell the King knows. That says, King, we wanted to ask you these 10 questions. So give us your quick personal opinion. So I'll do my best not to spend another damn hour answering these things. Okay. Number 1, what movie have I watched the most over my whole entire lifetime? 2 movies that I can come up to one's The Mummy, and the other one's Blast from the Past. That's why they're my 1 and 2, guys. So if I had to say, those are the 2 most watched movies for me, to tell you the truth. So, I don't know. Okay. My favorite actor and actress. Favorite actor? Simple. Tom Cruise. Favorite actress now, because I kind of base it on now for the females especially. So many good actresses that I'll watch, even Denzel Washington and shit like that. But Tom Cruise is the man. If I don't, I'll probably get shot and pissed on if I say otherwise. The actress right now, I love Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh. Those are my 2, and I got both of those in one movie in one shot with Black Widow. But those are 2 of my female leads that I love, or I like, and Tom Cruise. Okay, let's see. Best actor to be casted as a superhero villain that they actually look like them if they jump right off the page. Very easily, guys. Robert Downey Jr. He is Iron Man, and I think he'll be forever known as Iron Man. He looks the role. He acts the role. He embodies them 100%. Yes, there's Patrick Stewart as Xavier, Hugh Jackman originally, whatever, but he is into the thing. You can keep on going. I can go a whole bunch on and on, but for the most part, I think Robert Downey Jr. and Patrick Stewart are the 2 ones for Professor X and Iron Man that they were made for that role. Like that, they are who they are in this. That's all you see them. That's who you're going to think of. Okay, this is going to be tough now. Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings? Are you serious? Game of Thrones. If I had to pick, because one's a movie, one's a TV show, guys, and those are probably the best of each one, in my opinion, until I see something else. It's close seconds. But if I had to pick Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, I'm picking Game of Thrones. I'm sorry. Hands down. 3 movies, 8 seasons. I enjoyed the 8 seasons, even the shitty last one that was kind of let down and you wanted longer because they made it 2 extra episodes. I think would have been better, but Game of Thrones. Okay. Star Wars or Star Trek? You son of a bitches. Star Wars, guys. I love the Mandalorian. Just so many cool characters that you can explore. Endless possibilities with Star Wars, and I'm telling you, it just feels more big and epic. Star Trek is different. It's more sciencey, more exploratory than anything, which I'm not really a science guy, but I bet you if you're a science guy, you're going Star Trek. If you're Mr. Action-packed, everything else, explorer, adventurer, and all that shit, action, you're going with Star Wars, but I'm going with Star Wars if I had to pick. Okay, this is the Toby, Andrew, or Tom for Spidey. Like, what's the best Spider-Man in your opinion? Toby. Toby is my favorite. Best to portray Spider-Man, probably Garfield. Those are, if you had to make those things, but Toby's my Spider-Man no matter what. Okay? That's my personal opinion. Looks, it's Garfield, hands down. He's the spot on from the comic books, if you had to say anything. Okay. Best actor so far to play Batman, Christian Bale. That's my personal opinion. Like it or not, Christian Bale is my Batman. Loved the way he looked in all 3. Did a damn good job in my personal opinion. Christopher Nolan, good job. Okay. Best 3 superhero films of all time. All right, guys. Dark Knight, Infinity War, and Winter Soldier. Those are my 3 superhero films right now as of this moment. Favorite films so far. Okay? Could change. Something new can come out. You can watch something this year. I don't know, but those are my top 3. And it doesn't matter what order, but those are the 3. Okay. My favorite cartoon growing up series that I ever watched, Transformers. You guys know that. I'm the biggest Transformers fan. Transformers is probably number 1 for me. If you're going to go like 1990s, like not Transformers, I'll probably choose, the 1992-93 Spider-Man series and the X-Men animated series. Those were 2 of my favorites. And I even like Batman the animated series too, guys. But that's the order. I like Gargoyles and all that shit. I watched all that. G.I. Joe, but Transformers, numero 1. Okay, number 10. What 2 actors would I like to see in a movie together in the future that I haven't seen before? Well, you know me. Tom Cruise, and The Rock. I would love those 2 in a movie. That would be sick to see Tom Cruise and The Rock. Another pick, guys. I did Tom Cruise and Scarlett Johansson. I would like to see those 2. Taking my 2 favorites and put them in the film. You can't go wrong. You can even have like Tom Hardy, Hugh Jackman thrown together, to tell you the truth. But that's what I would choose. And that's the end of the rapid fire questions, guys. I don't know. You guys can leave what you guys would answer some of there. But those are what I personally thought, So good questions, guys. Throw Nation. King, appreciate that. It's kind of fun, Wish we could have done more, but hey, it is what it is. Okay? Next. Okay. Some of my final movie and TV recommendations, guys, that I would tell you guys, if you guys haven't seen yet, that I would say, you know what? If you're never going to hear from the King, movies that you guys should, our TV shows that you actually should check out, I'll kind of mention some for you guys. You've probably seen some of them. Maybe you haven't seen them or heard of any of them. But these are some of the ones that I think you have to must still see before you die or leave the face of this earth. Okay, in my personal opinion. You might not agree, but I don't care. It's my opinion, right? Okay. Obviously, number 1, I would say the Indiana Jones trilogy. Check that out for yourselves, guys. You have to check that out. My buddy, Tom Cruise's. Besides The Last Samurai, I want you guys to check. You guys should check out Mission Impossible. We're talking about Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and Fallout. If there's any 3 films that you have to see from the Mission Impossible series, it's those 3, and I think you should watch them because cool cinematic history, vision, execution. that you'll ever see on the big screen, in my personal opinion. Okay? You guys should also check out Seabiscuit with Tobey Maguire. Holy shit. If that movie doesn't bring you to tears or feel something like Shawshank Redemption did, it's a close whatever if you don't want to get something down and gritty. The other one, Hacksaw Ridge, guys, with Andrew Garfield. I've seen a lot of war films. It's probably one of the ones that I think you guys that's relevant today because of what's going on with Andrew Garfield making all these movies right and center. He's kind of seems to be the new it guy again. Check him out in Hacksaw Ridge, directed by Mel Gibson, I think, and I think he might have been starring, and I'm not 100% sure. I remember it's been a while since I watched it, but my God, his portrayal and what he did in that film and the way it's shot and the emotion you get from him and following him and his journey throughout the film, holy shit, it's fucking heartbreaking. Pardon my language, but you have to see that, you know? Some other two that you guys might have missed, guys, The Gray with Liam Neeson. My God, he crashes and the way he has to survive in the middle of a winter storm and he's being tracked by wolves and it's a race to kind of like make it to safety without pretty much getting eaten alive by these things. Holy shit, heart pounding. You're from when he crashes to right till the last moment, you're like shocking. But it's one of those films that you have to watch. It's nothing over the top, super crazy explosions and shit, but just the, oh my God, the angst and anxiety of it all, the situation and the stress. Holy shit, suspense. It's like a thriller all wrapped into one. It's done so well. Liam Neeson at his best, man. I'm telling you, you got to check him out there. And another sleeper pick, guys, I want to tell you guys is The Count of Monte Cristo. The remake with Jim Caviezel. He played in Passion of the Christ. He was Jesus. Oh my God. One of the movies that I think you guys would enjoy. You guys are going to feel something on many levels. It's basically a person who's jealous of him gets thrown to jail as punishment. He comes out and he wants revenge, but then he kind of forgives him. But the way he comes back and he creates a different persona and the shit that he's gone through, my God, like it's crazy ass transformation in there. Story is very well. I think Julia Ormond's in it. I'm not 100% sure. I can't, whatever. I think she is. My God, like it's done so well. You got to check it out. I think you have to watch it. If you don't watch that, then you know what? That's on you guys, but you'll be doing yourself disjustice or disservice if you don't check it out. Check that out for yourself. Obviously, the original Star Wars trilogy, you have to see that. Of course, there's E.T. and all that crap, but Star Wars, you got to see. And then if I have to name, and Lord of the Rings trilogy. You got whether it's the extended cut or the theatrical versions, cinematic movie making history. Phenomenal. I have to check them out for myself. I bought them up in Blu-ray. Can't wait to dive into it, and especially with the prequel coming out, that's going to be phenomenal. But must-see cinematic movie history, and I think you guys will like it. It's not boring. It's exciting. It's done perfectly. It's probably some of the best movies that came out in the last 20, 30 years, in my personal opinion. Okay, TV shows that I'll let you guys. Obviously, guys, Game of Thrones. If you guys haven't seen Game of Thrones, you know, I was one of those guys, hype. My God, everybody's talking Game of Thrones. You got to watch this. And I'm like, once you watch the first 2 episodes, you're hooked on the damn thing. It is well written. The actors bring it. If you like medieval times, dragons, mythology, and all that shit, and that kind of era with the swords and shit like that, sorcery and shit, you're going to love it. It's so damn good. Yes, the ending could have been done better, but it's still overall, for 8 seasons, holy shit. Like, it was the talk of the world. Like, everybody was talking Game of Thrones. There's a reason why it's hyped up. It's that damn good. And if you don't watch it, you're a dummy. That's my personal opinion. Just watch the damn thing. And, of course, one of the recent TV shows that I've watched and you guys heard me chirp about was Yellowstone. Kevin Costner, Cole Hauser. Oh my God. You guys have not seen you think cowboys, cattle, who gives a shit? No. It's 10 episode seasons, but the shit that you get in there, Kevin Costner's at his best. Like, you're hooked. You watch the first episode, it's guaranteed you're going to keep on watching. I binge watched all 4 seasons, 40 episodes, and holy shit, I want more. It's one of the best TV shows in the last decade, hands down. Like, it's so damn good. It's on Amazon Prime, and I think it's on what is it, HBO or Paramount or some bullshit there. I still got to check out 1883 too with Faith Hill and shit like that. Keith, can't even remember his name, but anyways, her husband. But oh my god, it looks so. Oh, Tim McGraw, sorry. It's so damn good. I can't wait to watch that. But check out Yellowstone. Watch all 4 seasons. It's must-see TV, in my personal opinion. Like, you'll watch it and you'll thank the king. But I recommend you guys watching it. So that's some of the recommendations, guys. Obviously, there's a whole bunch more coming out. And like I always say with that, this is what I recommend. There's a whole bunch of other stuff, but I haven't probably seen still. Seen a lot of crap. Still overlooked a lot that I could have recommended and shit that I could have done over the years and shit. But like I said, watch shit that you like, and watch it for yourself. Don't listen to anybody else's opinion and shit like that. Watch it for yourself, then form your own opinion on it. But you can just use us as guidance pretty much. Anybody who does this shit for a living on here, guys, or, wants to offer their opinion for you guys to see on YouTube or whatever else, media and shit like that, watch it for yourself, because one movie that I might not like or you might not like, I might, or the other way around. So just watch with your own 2 eyes. That's the best part of it, my opinion I can give you guys, or advice. Signing off, but that's pretty much it. So, okay, guys, that's it. So that's this episode, or this video of the Movie Throne. This ends my stint on the Movie Throne YouTube channel. Enjoyed the last 2-3 years here on the Movie Throne, talking to you guys and giving you guys my honest opinion on topics, movie, TV shows, recommendations, reviews, and everything else under the sun. And of course, on the Civil Canadians with Scotty V. Got to give an acknowledgement there. I was there for a good 4 or 5 years with him. He's the one who got me on YouTube. He came to me, he's like, man, you know so much about movies. Why don't you just talk about movies? Let's start a YouTube channel. And we did. We did the Civil Canadians together. And, like everything in life, you outgrow things in life. Like I said, you can only talk about superhero films, and that's what the Civil Canadians was, superheroes and shit. And I'm the kind of person I watch everything. So it kind of got a little boring for me. And, same with Doc. Doc, the same thing. He came over with me for a little bit here, did the podcast Outlaws and shit. And it's just like I said, when you watch a lot, you feel like trapped. You need room for growth, and you move on, right? And some people stay where they are, and some people want to do this forever. And I was always the kind of person that I never needed to be in front of the camera and express my feelings. But if someone wanted to listen to me, hell, I'll fucking tell you what I thought about a movie or a TV series and shit, in my honest opinion. But always kept things non-biased, not because I liked certain things, that's why it was good, or that was why I hated it. Told you as it is. What I thought, that could have been better. Sometimes I make suggestions. Sometimes talk out of my ass. But for the most part, I think I did a damn decent job on the Civil Canadians and here on the Movie Throne. Been doing this for a good 6 to 7 years now. And I think, you meet a fork in the, the timeline or something like that. It's the right time to move on and do other crap. Like, I put so many other things on there. And honest to God, movies is one of my passions. My other passions, of course, is drawing, writing. I've been working on projects that I've been keep on delaying to make room for YouTube and other shit and other people in my life for the last 2 decades, guys. The king is an old guy now. Like I always say, I'm 45 years this century, so I've been around for a while. So it's about time that I actually get to these projects that I always wanted to, and I think the time right now is the time to do it. With COVID-19 and everybody's trapped and the way the world is and my current situation and shit like that, with my health and etc. It's time to actually do something there. And not to say that I'm never going to be coming back or whatever, because I always said I'm leaving and then I'd come back a month, 2-3 months later, I'm back here again. But for the most part, I think this is it for the king. It's the end of the road, end of an era for the king. It's my final farewell, I would say, for YouTube. Never say never. Like I always said, when I did the Movie Throne, it was always intended to have, it wasn't supposed to be a one-person show and me talking about movies over and over by myself and shit like that, because I get fucking real boring and old. Bored myself, to tell you the truth. It's meant to get a whole bunch of people and have their opinions and discuss topics and whatever together as a group, as a panel, right? So you can get different point of views and at the same time discuss things here and make it entertaining for all you guys, right? And when you start to get that and you start to kind of get bored a little bit, you start to, I don't want to go down. Views have been great. That's nothing to do with the views and shit. Could have been much better, but the views speak for themselves, guys. They're great. Could have been better, right? Because you got to maintain a certain level and you want to see the end game. You want to see that the trajectory is going in the opposite direction or making it worthwhile, that you can actually stick around and do this and make it worthwhile financially in a sense. Because I don't care what anybody says. When you're on YouTube, your goal is to, okay, yeah, talk, say what you have to say. But at the same time, it's a job. It's to make money. Look at all the big YouTubers out there and shit like that, Follow a lot of them. I've seen what they've been doing. I've seen people doing some shit that you're like, wow, kind of eats you a little bit when you're watching. It's like, why do those guys have 500-600 views? And meanwhile, we're talking about something cool and you think you're putting up good content and you're only getting 2, 20, 30 views or something like that, And I've always been the firm believer that stick with something, Mine's the 5-year rule. Stick something for 5 years, see where it goes. If it leads in the right direction, fine. If not, cut your losses, find something else. You're going to have successes, you're going to have failures, but you always build on what you learn. And hopefully one day what you learned in the past will come and help you and benefit you down the road. But for the most part, I think we built something great here with the Movie Throne. And then you guys enjoyed some of the videos. You can see, views have been consistent. Throw Nation, you guys tuned in, you comment, you watch every single damn week and shit like that, But, I thought I'll turn the reins over to someone else for the next little while until I do what I need to do. And you never know. Could be a different platform. Could be back here again, next year. Who knows? Or maybe never. You never know. Once you go, you go. You just don't know where your life or path is going to take you. But for the most part, I think the king is actually going to sign off for good, Not to say that if someone else does a YouTube channel, says, hey, King, you want to be a part of this or something? I might consider it, I might break my rule and kind of, make time to kind of do that. But as to coming up with the content, producing the content, editing the content, and all this other shit, King doesn't have time for that. He needs to focus his energy somewhere else. And I want to be somewhere else different in my life, I want good things to start happening. I'm making big changes in my life, which is great. Hopefully you guys are doing the same thing, because you stay in the same thing, you get old, stale. And I'm a creative person. I have to keep on going. If I don't, I just get bored, and then, it's downhill spiral from there. But I think you guys will be okay. The people taking over, stick with them, watch what they watch. And like I said, you never know. If the world changes a little bit with COVID, the situation changes, you get people can actually come into studio. Who knows? Maybe that'll lure the king back from his temporary retirement or slumber and come back and talk to you. But might even be on another YouTube channel. I don't know what the the future holds. But for the most part, I think the king I'm good at this point in my life. And I'm actually this time really looking forward to making a big change and kind of like focusing my creative juices and energy somewhere else. And I appreciate all the support you guys have given me here on the YouTube channel and Civil Canadians and wherever else the king has been popping his beautiful faces, even with the podcast Outlaws with that guy. So what else can you do, right? So like I said, follow the channels, stay tuned. I'm pretty sure there'll be content moving forward and shit like that. You're just not going to see the king's beautiful face on YouTube as much. Maybe behind the scenes, maybe giving a little advice to whoever's taking over, Tune in, support the Movie Throne, because if there's no Movie Throne for the king to come back, what throne am I going to actually sit back when I come back on my throne? Keep this place alive, keep it going, Stick with these guys until they do whatever. If they run it to the ground and the king says, you know what, the king has to come back to save the day, I'll come back and save the damn day. But support these guys. It's going to be different content. It's not going to be my beautiful face on here, but that's why I'm talking here for an hour and 15 damn minutes and going bananas, yelling at you guys. Sorry, that's the podcast Outlaws. But yeah, check it out. If there's a big pouring that, hey, king, come back. We want whatever. I don't know. Like, I'm not expecting anything. Like I said, 15-minute fame. I never did for the fame or the acknowledgement or like shit like that. Just did it because it was fun for me. So that's all I wanted to say. Enjoy movies like I'm sure I will. It's going to be a little bit different because I always feel the need to, oh my God, I got to watch a movie and then tell you guys about it. No, got to get it out of my system. Just watch and enjoy movies like how I used to. Feels like now it's kind of like more of a job than for me to enjoy it. It's like, oh, Game of Thrones came out, gotta do an episode, gotta do a talk and tell you guys. Instead of just sitting down and enjoying it like how I used to when I first started this YouTube shit gig how many years ago. But like I said, never say never. But for now, the king is officially walking away. I hope you guys enjoyed the Movie Throne. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow the Movie Throne. Follow the content. Watch the videos. Show love to whoever's taking over for the king. King is going to do whatever. And who knows? I'm never saying never because that never happens. You might see my face down here, down the road. Maybe never. But you might hear about me. Oh, King Kansas. Or I remember the way that guy looked. There's a book that he's writing that he's doing that. Hey, let me check that out. Or something that you see on the big screen one day. You never know. If you don't dream big, you don't go nowhere. You stay in the toilet, as I like to say. So, guys, one final time. Stay off the king's throne. Be the hell good. And I'll definitely see you guys around. Watch all the movies you can. Watch all the TV shows you can. Enjoy them for yourselves. Screw what everybody else has to say. But most importantly, always remember what the king had to say. Take it easy. And definitely stay off my throne.